Okay there. So yeah, this one is quite tricky to teach and also cover for the very simple fact that there are so many things going on in the original. You have multiple layers, guitars, multiple tracks, and they also have like this ping pong stereo delay applied to them, and it just confuses the hell out of you. Which, by the way, is not an excuse for all those crappy fucking covers that I've seen from all those people who are actually very good players, but they were just lazy enough to follow the main melody, and they just provided the most stupid, random, pentatonic improvisation on top of this. This is not the type of solo or song in general to do that with kids. So yeah, if you're a really, if you're a true Richie Sambora fan and you want to play things correctly and you're looking forward to improve yourself, just yourselves, just try your best and use that ear training to something good, right? So anyway, enough blabber. Let's start with it. So big disclaimer, I'll have a lot of feedback and it's gonna sound like shit because again, at slow speeds this thing does not last. You need sustain, you need a ton of effects, and yeah, I used all VSTs on this one on the cover. Make sure to check the cover. And yeah, all sorts of things. And now I just have a practice amp, which is very not suited for this one, let's say. Okay, so the solo actually begins with this, which is like a it's an inversion of the E shape that you're familiar with from down here. It's just that you begin on the fifth, right? So you have actually fifth, root and third. So this is the first thing that you might hear. However, if you pay close attention, you'll hear that before this, it's a so that's actually the real beginning, right? So as you bend with pinch harmonics or whatever, and you have that tremolo whammy. Here comes the first of the whole trickiness of this song. While you're here with this bar shape, you actually have to pre-bend the ninth fret on the E string because you'll do the whole. So don't just bend it up, pre-bend it. That's what pre-bending means. You're silent and you're pre-bending it into place, and then you're actually beginning the whole thing on a release, right? So the whole thing is right. So as you're finishing with this, and now you have a pinch harmonic on the G string, ninth fret. I did exactly what I told you not to do, so. Right, so try to mimic that. And yeah, after this one, you go into the fairly generic run that, again, a lot of people fuck up for no reason at all. And this is the simplest in the whole solo, which is I hope and think that this is self-explanatory. those are the notes, and you just slide in between them, right? So now after this one, you have a natural harmonic that you're gonna grab right here on the B string, 5th fret, and you can obviously explore as a homework all of the other places where you can play this thing. I'll just give you one hint. You can also play it here, you know, 1/5 apart in terms of positions, meaning on the 7th fret E string, and now just use your octave logic and figure out where they might be. However, I choose this one because the string tension and the whole, you know, also the gauge of the string creates a sound that I feel is most appropriate when listening and comparing to the original. Plus, it gives me enough sustain to do the actual faded, you know, ambiental dive bomb. And as you're doing this, try to position your hand here, because this is where your next phrase begins. Right? So you're kind of mimicking this with this. Why? Because without that hard stop, you want it to sound something like that. And as you're landing here, you have the alright, and now as you're landing, you have this bend. However, try not to pick the whole sequence, meaning because the whole smoothing sound that makes all the difference in this part right here is that after you have this, right, you actually kind of use the sustain, which for me right now it's almost non-existent, but again, I'm doing it slow and I'm trying to talk and I have just a practice amp, but just try to get this feel right. So right, don't do as less as possible in terms of picking. The rest is up to you. You can alternate pick, you can do legato, you can do a variation using both here and there. It's up to you. So you have this sound that you're trying to do without picking, and then right, so and you begin the final part, which has this last you know, big bend. So one note here again, after you do the bend and you go into the smaller bend, don't just bend up and down. don't do this. Just bend it up, and as you're up there, grab the next note. So instead of, do this. Right? So and yeah, that's pretty much it. Apart from my hair entering my eyes every 5 seconds and tickling the hell out of me. What else? Yes, we have something at the very end, which is a volume swell. If you don't know what a volume swell is, it's basically just starting from a silence position on your volume knob, playing a note, and as the note is still ringing, you're actually opening up the volume so that you can hear it. So, right? So when you reach the end of the solo here, sorry, gradually make like a sort of fade out by closing your volume knob, and then when the time comes for the volume swell, which by the way is going to be 2 of them, but hold on to your horses, feel free to either pick or just hammer on from nowhere and bring up that volume. Right, so you have, like I said, you have 2 of these volume swells. So you have 1, and then you'll have again another one, which again I have to do it in real time not to lose it because I can't speak and show it to you. But the idea for the second one is that you're actually, as you're rolling it up and bringing it to volume, you're also beginning the descent of yet another, ambiental faded dive bomb there. Weird construction. So yeah. Something like that. You can actually, you can try it on your neck pickup. You can try it on your bridge, whatever fits you. For my knob configuration right here that I have, since I did this guitar according to my taste, I wanted to only have volume knobs, and they each correspond to their own pickups in this order. So this is actually not the volume for all of them, and it's also not the volume for the bridge. It's volume for the neck, then volume for middle, volume for bridge. And in my case, this is easy to access right here. If I would have this right here, it kind of gets in the way of the whammy. I'd have to put it like diagonally or whatever. But anyway, do whatever you can, but try to use your ears and play it correctly, and don't butcher the whole thing. It's not worth it. Yeah, I hope it helped you. I wanted to do this cover and tutorial, whatever, but mainly the cover for the past 2.5 years, and I finally decided to do it. So I hope you like it. Again, check it if you haven't seen it. Go to the description down below, below, and see you next time with another exquisite and butchered cover and lesson of mine. So see you next time.